Yes, hello again, my beautiful people. It's American youth in the building yet again. And in this video, we're just kind of doing a little bit of a live stream to talk about the Reggae Boys squad announcement. Yes, so I want to talk about this, but I'm kind of multitasking here a little bit because I want to get some things up and running. But I want to talk about some of the absence and the replacement for the team that we see here on that was just announced. You know what I mean? We want to talk a little bit about some of the changes that we saw, and we also want to talk about the people who were omitted, some of the names that were omitted. Yeah, we see some interesting additions and some interesting omissions as well. So we're just trying to get everything set. Um, just saving some few things here to get things going, and yeah, and then we're going to get up and running with it. So, how you doing, everyone? I mean, we don't really see nobody in the chat as yet, or nobody on the live as yet coming on, but it's all good. We're gonna keep it pushing. Whenever they really set out a reminder or set out any announcement for go live. But what does feel like for go live today? Because we haven't been able to be putting out any videos recently because we have been a little bit busy. But you don't know it go. You have to try and find a little time for squeezing a few things when you have the chance. So yeah, as you come in, whether you're coming in live or you're coming in on the replay, we just ask you to smash the like button and tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I mean? Just tell somebody and invite them over to the Jamaican Youth YouTube channel as we chop it up. We talk about the Reggae Boys, and we're gonna the Reggae Boys squad announcement, and we're also gonna talk about the Caribbean Club Championship. Last night we watched Mount Pleasant play Real Hope of Haiti, and why it what I mean, but they kind of feel away when the game done because when they really bring Mount Pleasant for win the game, and I feel like some Mount Pleasant could have win the game, but they never really follow through. They never really do nothing. They never score the chances them what them get essentially, and them end up now them out of the tournament. Them never move on to the semifinal. Now we have Cavalier, Real Hope, and the two Dominican club. I think is Mocha and Cibao that is now in the final of the semifinal of the Caribbean Club Championship. So we want to talk about that. But right now we're just gonna talk. We want to talk a little bit about the squad announcement that was recently made by the JFF coach Steve McLaren. He made his squad announcement, and from what I hear from most people, it sounds like it's most people are satisfied with the team. They're satisfied with the squad. They're satisfied with the players chosen for this squad. But there are some noticeable absences. There are some noticeable involvements as well. I was just kind of here for chop it up a little bit. But yeah, there are some the coach talked about some of the absences first that he saw that he talked about some absences that came out in the squad first. Some noticeable absences were Michael Hector Amaribel, John Russell, Adrian Reed Jr., Shamar Nicholson, and Liam Bailey. Those are some of the absences that we are some people that we didn't see in the squad. And we're going to talk about each of those players in a minute. But yeah, just for to talk about the squad that was chosen. The squad chosen was goalkeepers Andre Blake, Shaquan Davis, Jamali Waite. Then defenders you saw Dexter Lembikisa, Deshaun Bernard, Greg Lee, Damian Lowe, John Bell, Richard King, Tavon Gray, Ethan Pinnock, and Mason Olgate. And then midfielders you saw Casey Palmer, Karai Anderson, Bobby Reed, Joel Latibadir, and Tyreek McGee. Yes. And then forwards you saw Ronaldo Cephas, Norman Campbell, Mikel Antonio, Demari Gray, Kaim Dixon, and Romario Williams. So we're going to talk about each of them players there. But let's talk a little bit about the absences first. We saw that there is no Michael Hector in the team. Obviously Michael Hector doesn't have a club right now. So, he's probably wasn't being thought of as a choice for this window. I mean, Michael Hector, I guess he needs to find a club and be in match fitness, being able to play on a regular basis. But nonetheless, Michael Hector is a good player, would have been a good, addition to this team. But he's not here this time around. Then another absence is Amari Bell. Amari Bell, he is injured this window, so he's not available for selection. Got injured over there in England playing for Luton, so he's not available. John Russell just wasn't chosen this window. John Russell came in the last window, was on the bench, but was never used. He never played in any of the games that the Reggae Boyz played. So he's a noticeable absent again. Adrian Reid Jr., I guess he was kind of the local player in the squad. Steve McLaren said he liked him and wanted to give him a chance, to give him a little bit of an opportunity to play in the senior team and get that experience, kind of get some experience under his belt. He's out this time. Shamar Nicholson, another noticeable absence. Of course, obviously, Shamar Nicholson is a player that, a lot of Reggae Boyz fans look to for goals. I think he has the most goals of any current Reggae Boyz player right now. So he is a big miss, he's a big miss. We would have loved to have him, but apparently he told the coach that he wants to find his form. He's not happy with the form that he's in right now, and he wants to find his footing in his club. He's back at Spartak Moscow after being on loan to Clermont Foot in the French league in the past season, but he's back at Spartak Moscow now. Scored a goal recently, but still needs a lot more game time to kind of get his chops up, get his fitness level up. So he's out this window, and he needs a little bit more, preparation time to come back into the team. So that's understandable. Not going to knock him there. And then the final player, Liam Bailey, he's also out. If we have been watching the English Premier League, you know that Liam Bailey got a hamstring injury, took some time off to try and heal, probably came back a little bit too early, and kind of re-aggravated that against Bayern Munich. If you watched him play in Bayern Munich, he was double subbed. You know what I mean? He never really looked too frustrated when he came off. I guess any player would be frustrated if you get double substituted. But the truth of the matter is that he's not 100% fit, and he needs a little bit more time to recover, because right before Unai Emery replaced him in the Aston Villa game, there was a ball played upfield that he should have chased, and he just never looked even interested. So immediately Unai Emery took him off. Maybe he just knew immediately that he had an injury and needed to come off the field. So he took him off, and boom, lo and behold, Steve McLaren is now saying that Liam Bailey is injured, so he's not available for selection this window. And we want the baller for heal. We don't want him to come back to Jamaica, especially, traveling all the way from England to come down here, to come aggravate the injury even more and then go back to England and can't ever play. We need him at his best. So I am comfortable with the fact that Liam Bailey isn't in the squad. He needs to recover. So those are the noticeable absences: Michael Hector, Amari Bell, John Russell, Adrian Reed Jr., Shamar Nicholson, and Liam Bailey. At least these are the absences from the last, the last squad that was chosen. But in comes Tavon Gray. Apparently, Tavon Gray has been playing some good football over there in New York in the MLS. Even scoring. So he comes into the squad. I'm guessing he's a replacement for Amari Bell. He comes into the squad. He has been doing well. So the coach wants to have a look at him. Mason Holgate comes in, a player that we've been trying to get for a long time. He comes in possibly for Michael Hector. But Mason Holgate, he's not, according to Coach McLaren, his papers are not yet 100% in, or his transfer to Jamaica is not 100% complete. But apparently, according to Steve McLaren, he's confident that he could at least be available for the second game, which is against Honduras. So he'll not be available for the game against Nicaragua. And those are the two teams that Jamaica are playing in this window. We're playing Nicaragua, I think, on October 10, and then we're playing Honduras on October 14. So those are the two games that we're playing. Nicaragua, we're playing in Nicaragua on the AstroTurf on October 10, and Honduras we're playing in Jamaica on October 14 at the National Stadium. So the coach is confident that Mason Holgate can be available for the October 14 game, which is against Honduras in the National Stadium. So he comes in for Michael Hector. Mason Holgate is a player that people have, fans have been trying to get for a long time. But, if you look at Mason Holgate's stats, he is an aggressive player. I mean, he's kind of Damian Lowe-ish type player. He's a very aggressive player, but very good in handling the ball. He's a very good handler of the ball, but can be aggressive. Have played for Everton, has played in the Premier League. Now he's back down in the Championship, playing for West Bromwich Albion. But a good player nonetheless, and comes in for Michael Hector. So it looks like at least on defense, Jamaica is going to be solid. We still have Ethan Pinnock. We still have Damian Lowe. Mason Holgate comes in, which I think is an upgrade to Michael Hector, to be honest. And then we have Joel Latimer there. We still have we have Greg Lee, who I think is a formidable left back. I know a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but I personally think that Greg Lee plays the left back position better than Amari Bell. He gets high up the pitch. He's very good in attack. I think he plays that position better. He wasn't that good in the right back position last window when he filled in for Dexter Lembikisa, because Lembikisa was injured apparently. So Greg Lee played the right back position. Jamaica still got the win, but a lot of people didn't really like how Greg Lee looked in the right back position. I personally like how he looks in the left back position. I think he does a better job than Amari Bell. But that's up for debate. Many might not agree with that. Then also John Bell comes in. He's another wingback player, and he is over there at the Seattle Sounders, I think, in the MLS. So he comes in as a wing player, as a wingback replacement. The coach wants to have a look at him. Apparently, this was a reference by Meron Gordon to Coach Steve McLaren, which, you kind of hear the rumblings on the YouTube streets, so to speak. A lot of people are not really happy with the fact that that Meron Gordon is essentially kind of picking the squad, is essentially making all these recommendations to the coach and so on. A lot of people are kind of a little bit disgruntled by it. I mean, personally, I am not too disgruntled by it, even though I have my feelings about Meron Gordon. I think, I have my feelings about him, but that is a discussion for another day. From the whole time when he coached the under-17 and came back and said nothing to the public, I'm still kind of a little bit hung up on that. But in this case, the coach doesn't really know a lot of the players like that. So he has to depend on somebody to give him some insight into the players that are available to Jamaica. And in this case, I think, Maron Gordon is as knowledgeable as anybody out there that would be able to give Steve McLaren ideas on players who he can choose in the event that he doesn't have the players that he wants, or he doesn't have the players, he doesn't know the players. He needs somebody who knows the players well to give him guidance on that. So John Bell was a suggestion by Maron Gordon, and the coach wants to look at him. And I hope that whenever any player comes into the national team, that they can give a good account of themselves, because we need good players. We need players who can, do the job, and keep the team strong. And we need depth in every position. So anytime a player comes in, I really want them to do well, because that means if that player does well, it creates depth. So I'm rooting that John Bell looks good in training, hopefully gets some game time, and who knows what can happen. And then Tyreek McGee is an inclusion. Tyreek McGee is one of those what you would call polarizing players in in the Jamaican fan space, because Tyreek McGee is a player that got a lot of attention from playing schoolboy football for JC in Jamaica, moved on to Cas Ipen, or he played a little bit of Jamaican Premier League at Harborview. I think he was coached by Ricardo Gardner. Then he moved on to Cas Ipen for about 4 years. Things didn't really work out very well for him there. And now he's in the USL playing for the Colorado Switchbacks. This is his second season playing for the Colorado Switchbacks, and it seems like he's doing well. But over the period of time that he has been, between him playing for JC and now playing for Colorado Switchbacks, he has been called for the national team a few times. Honestly, I am not sold on Tyreek McGee as yet. I am not against the player. I'm glad he has gotten an opportunity now, and I hope that he does well with it. But I personally am not sold on him as yet. I need to see more from him. It seems like Tyreek McGee's, claim to fame really is playing schoolboy football for JC, and I'm still yet to see him take that level of performance that he played for JC up onto a higher level, whether it's for country or it's for club. I need to see more from Tyreek McGee. And so I'm hoping that he does a good job in this window that he comes in. But I want to see, I need to see more from him. I need to see a better Tyreek McGee. I know there's a lot of fans out there that love Tyreek McGee, so I'm assuming that there will be a lot of people that don't agree with my sentiments, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But I just believe that he needs to do more. But the thing is, this is an opportunity for him at the same time. This is an opportunity for Tyreek McGee. Jamaica really needs a number 10, like a proper number 10. We haven't really had anybody since Ravel Morrison that can play that position really well. And the thing about it is that the reason why Ravel Morrison is not in the squad right now is that he didn't have a team. He wasn't playing any competitive football. I mean, he just signed for Precision FC, I think it is, down there in the United Arab Emirates League. I don't know what tier it is in the United Arab Emirates, but he signed for a club, which is good. Ravel Morrison is a quality player, and I can just imagine a fit Ravel Morrison, a match fit Ravel Morrison playing for the national squad. How awesome this would be, especially, you think of a fit Ravel Morrison with a fit Leon Bailey, with a fit Mason Greenwood when he comes in, and an informed Mikel Antonio up front, and an informed Boza Nicholson to Shamar Nicholson. That's a killer attacking, attacking front. That's gonna be major for us. That we're gonna have a really formidable attack line. I think defensively, we're good. But you put that attacking line with, say, a fit Ravel Morrison in the middle, that would be great. But currently, Tyreek McGee is who is here, or Tyreek McGee is who is called. And again, in every position, we need depth. So I am still rooting for Tyreek McGee to do well. I want him to do well, but I am not sold on him as yet. But I still want him to do well, so that even if Ravel Morrison gets back fit again and get up to the level where he can be called back to the national squad and play for Jamaica again, we still have some depth in that midfield role. Casey Palmer is doing a good job, but he's kind of a all-around midfielder. He does work on the offensive end, but he does work on the defensive end as well. We need a specialist offensive midfielder, and that can be Tyreek McGee or Ravel Morrison. So I'm kind of interested to see how Tyreek McGee handles this. Again, I'm still not sold on him, but I'm interested to see how he handles this call up, what he will do, how he will, play, how he will mix with the current crop, how he will take instructions from Steve McLaren, how well he can carry out the instructions of this new coach. I'm very much interested to see how that pencils out for Tyreek McGee. But a very interesting, addition to the squad. I think maybe, he is added to the squad because, we don't have that midfield, and we need to find somebody who can fill that role right now. And then on to the next player, Ronaldo Cephas. Cephas is a new addition to the squad. Well, not a new addition to the squad, but he's been recalled to the squad from the last window. He wasn't there because he was, in problems with his club. I think he had to sort out some issues with his club. I know those are sorted out, so he's back in the team. Especially with Leon Bailey not being able to make this window. I'm glad to see him there. He has been scoring some goals for his club in Turkey, even though they're playing in the lower Turkish league now, the second tier, because they got relegated to the second tier. But he's still playing for his club, scoring some goals there and doing well. So see if I saw my baller from a long time. So I'm glad to see him in the squad. And I just hope say him can, him can come in with him speed and him attacking ability, and him can put in the work. So it's going to be interesting to see if the coach starts a Demari Gray and a Bobby Reid, because Bobby Reid is a good winger too, and or a Demari Gray and a Cephas, or a Demari Gray and a what you call him, Norman Campbell, who has deservedly gotten another call up again. So we want to see how the coach handle that. And then finally, Romario Williams, a player who is, playing in the USL, but a player who has always played well for Jamaica, in my opinion. Romario Williams have always played well for Jamaica. He has always been among the goals whenever he plays for Jamaica. So even though he's playing at the USL level, I think he always plays well when he comes to represent Jamaica. So I'm very happy with him in the squad. He's a dependable player and performs well when he comes. So I think it's a good look. It's a good team, a good squad, a squad that I think can do well. You can represent us well in this window. Nicaragua is not going to be an easy team. Nicaragua, they gave us some problems, but I think 1 year they beat us 3-2 in Jamaica. So it's not going to be an easy team. It's a Central American squad, even though it's one of the weaker Central American squad. We cannot take them lightly. They're a possession-based squad, just like any of the other Central American teams. They always pose some danger when they play Jamaica, even though we haven't played them a lot. So we have to be careful. And then Honduras, just like the coach says, they're going to come with blood in their eyes, man. They're going to come with revenge on their minds because we beat them at home. And up until that loss that Honduras had, they were playing well. You know what I mean? I think they had 5 consecutive wins up until that game that Jamaica beat them 2-1. So obviously they're going to want to come and avenge that. So this window is going to be crucial. We can't afford to drop any points. We need to be one of the best placed group winners, because obviously we're competing with Costa Rica, who looks like they're going to be the group winners over in their group. They're going to be the group winner there. We have to be the group winner in our group, but not only the group winner, we have to be one of the best group winners. We have to be a better group winner than Costa Rica, in my opinion, because if we're the best group winner, then we're more likely to get to face Panama in the quarterfinals. We don't want to face Canada, even though we beat Canada last time around last year. I don't think this Canada is going to be as easy to beat in the quarterfinals, because this Canada, you're looking at a Jesse Marsh coached Canada, and they have been playing well under him. They went to the Gold Cup, the Copa America semifinals. You know, Canada went to the Copa America semifinals under Jesse Marsh, and not only that, they just beat the United States, a full strength United States, recently in the US. So this is not a joke Canada team. So personally, I would prefer to avoid them right now. So I want Jamaica to win their group and be the best placed group winner, which will mean the best chance we stand of accomplishing that is by beating Nicaragua in Nicaragua and beating Jamaica in Jamaica. Beating Honduras in Jamaica. You know, we need 6 points from this window. Not 4 points, 6 points we need. And that will give us the best chance of, you know, being the best placed group winners. We need to be a better group winner than Costa Rica. And so I'm looking forward to these two games. I'm very excited about it because these are two formidable opponents. None of these games are going to be easy. We're going to have to play well in order to get those 6 points. You know, we're playing down there on the AstroTurf in Nicaragua, and that comes with its own issues. So I hope that the coach will train with the Reggae Boyz on the AstroTurf at the JFF Center of Excellence to at least prepare them to go down there to Nicaragua and put in a good performance. But we have to bring our A game against them because it's still an away game. So we're still going to have to bring our best. So we're looking forward to those games. I'm very excited about it. But if you look at the squad, if you look at the squad in general, it's our strongest squad that we can possibly name right now, because we have some of our better players, some of our other players who are not available. I was kind of looking to see if Mason Greenwood was going to be available for this window, but apparently he is not. His paperwork is still being worked on, and that's fine though. The coach said the goal is 2026. So even if we don't get him this window, it's fine. We can get him in another window. And the truth of the matter is, we should be able to get past Nicaragua and Honduras without some of those players. But when we get down to the quarterfinal stage, regardless of whether we're facing Panama or Canada, we're going to need Liam Bailey. We're going to need Mason Greenwood. We're going to need our best players. So I'm hoping that Liam Bailey goes back. He, recovers in time for November because we're going to need him at his best. Last season, Liam Bailey was tearing it up for Aston Villa. And I'm like, look at that. We have never had that Liam Bailey play for Jamaica yet. Every time Liam Bailey is in form, like when he was at Bayer Leverkusen, there's something that prevents him from playing for Jamaica. Anytime Liam Bailey is in ridiculous form, something prevents him from playing for Jamaica. And now, every time that he's available to play for Jamaica, he's not in the form. He's either injured or he's not in form. I just don't get it. Every time he's in form and playing well, there's something preventing him from playing for Jamaica. And every time he's available to play for Jamaica, he's not in form. Like, no, he's available to play for Jamaica now, but he's in no form and he's injured. So I am waiting to see when Leon Bailey is in that killer form that he's able to come and play for Jamaica. But we're gonna need him. We're gonna need him to come in and play for Jamaica. So yeah, I like the squad. Good luck to the Reggae Boyz, good luck to the coach. I hope say, everything pencil out. All right. So yeah, I wanna yeah, could some of my audience members gone, but it's all good. But I wanna switch gears and talk about the I want to talk a little bit about the Caribbean Club Championships, right? I want to talk about that because the um the Caribbean Club Championships, as if you have been following it, it's coming to the what you call it, the semi-final stage now. As a matter of fact, it is in the semi-final stage, and the teams that have qualified are the two Dominican teams, which are Cibao and Mocha. They qualified for the semifinal, and then you also have Mount Pleasant and Real Hope of Haiti. Cavalier of Jamaica and Real Hope of Haiti. So I'm guessing the way it will shake out is that Cavalier will play one of the Dominican teams, and Real Hope will also play one of the Dominican teams, because I noticed they put them on either side of the bracket. So the Dominican teams won't face each other. They will face either Cavalier or Real Hope. But Cavaliers game yesterday, they played Arnett Gardens, and they won that game by 4-1. Just Cavaliers being Cavaliers again. They seem to always find a way to win. They weren't able to win against Real Hope. They lost to Real Hope, I think 2-1. But every other game that they played, they won. Cavalier just always find a way to win. But then I watched the Mount Pleasant game against Real Hope, and man, I was really rooting for Mount Pleasant. I wanted Mount Pleasant to win because I wanted to see the Caribbean team. I wanted to see two Jamaican teams in the semifinals. That's what I really wanted. But Mount Pleasant never won. And it I mean, like, I watched the game, and there was a lot of possession. Mount Pleasant had a lot of possession for the whole game. They had a great deal of possession against Real Hope. But they weren't able to score. And Real Hope scored 2 on them. And the thing about it that I wonder is, Mount Pleasant, they're missing that killer instinct up front. They're possessing the ball good. They're even defending decently. I think they lost concentration, especially on the second goal. That first goal just came really quick and fast, and they didn't know how to handle it. But on the second goal, I just think they lost concentration. But the thing is that Real Hope, they took their chances. Mount Pleasant never take their chances. You know what I mean? Like, them get several chances in front of goal and just kick to goal and miss. You know what I mean? And the thing about Mount Pleasant is that you're ranked the best team in the Caribbean, Mount Pleasant. And I think the reason why Mount Pleasant is ranked the best team in the Caribbean is because of the resources behind them, because of the club structure that they have, and so on and so forth. The money that they have pumped into the club. And quite frankly, for me, if I am Peter Good, I am unhappy with Mount Pleasant's performance. You know what I mean? Like, me not accept that. That's unacceptable to me. If you pump so much money into their club or into the club, you get what you think is the best coach in Jamaica, and then I still can't get to the semi-final round of the CONCACAF Club Championship. It's just unacceptable to me. And, them need to do something. I personally think that the Ferreira guy, that the number 10, whatever Mount Pleasant, he's a good, midfielder. Him should have come up on the field at least at halftime, because he looks like he's creative and can create some chances. I would have bring him on a long time. I don't know why Kimoni Bailey never started. He's one of their best players. But the coach is, Whitmore is doing what he does. But I just believe, say, Mount Pleasant needs to do better. Like, with all of the money that is pumped into the club, with all of the players that they have, with the coaching staff that they have, just dropping out at the before the semi-final stage is unacceptable. And maybe I understood a little bit, at the frustration that they had when they lost the Premier League final. That was just it was an over the top decision to fire Whitmore at that point, but maybe they are saying, with all of the investment that is being made into the club, the results should be better than that. And I believe that. And quite frankly, look, Mount Pleasant is not my side. How about you on my side? So maybe me I kind of get involved in a certain way, I don't really have no business with, because like, I don't really, as I say, Mount Pleasant on my side. But just as a Jamaican and wanting to see the Jamaican clubs win the Caribbean Championship and, go on to have more than one representation in the CONCACAF Club Championship, I had some type of investment in Mount Pleasant winning. And them not winning, you see me, is like, yeah, I kind of feel away about that. Because I feel, say, they need to do better. They are capable, they have capable players. They control the game, like they dominated possession yesterday, but the finishing in front of goal was woeful, man. The finishing in front of goal was woeful, and they have to do something about that. We need to see players in the Premier League. I would like to see players in the Premier League scoring 15, 20 goals for the season, especially with all of the new games that have been added to the Premier League this year, the Jamaican Premier League this year. We need to see players scoring 15, 20 goals. And that's a good change that the JPL organizers made, by the way, by making it 39 games. That's at world standard, because if you look around the clubs around the world, those players are playing over 30 games per season. So in order to be competitive with the rest of the world, we need to be playing more football as well. And that's a good move. However, we need to see more performances out of the players. So the Mount Pleasant performance just was unacceptable to me, man. Like, we can't dominate. You can't dominate possession so much, but then when you get in front of goal, you just get rushy. You know what I mean? You don't know what to do at that point. And I think there has to be something to be said about the decision making of Jamaican players, of local players. When you get in front of goal, you need to think it out. I don't know how many of you watch the game, but like, when you look at the set pieces, for example, whether it was a corner or a free kick, it's like it was just a waste. It's like them just kick with the ball. You know what I mean? And a part of me was wondering, does Mount Pleasant have a set piece coach? And by the way, the national team kind of need a set piece coach too, because we just don't handle them thing the good. Our corners, our free kicks is almost like, and the way I saw Mount Pleasant play, it's almost like it's a roll of the dice. It's like, maybe kick the ball in the vicinity of which part the players them there and hope say a goal score, as opposed to having a plan. I'm not saying them not have a plan, My assume, say, when them they are training, is like them a work on set pieces. I can't imagine say them go through training for weeks upon weeks upon weeks and don't practice the set piece. Them not practice the free kick, them not practice the corner, them not practice the penalty, whatever it is. I can't imagine so them go through a whole, 30 odd weeks of training and don't do that. But then when you watch them play, it's like you have to wonder, why is it that there is not two select players that always take the free kick, or a player upon the field that is a free kick specialist, a player upon the field that can consistently put the ball in the vicinity that the players, the forward players them can get for score. Or you don't consistently have a clear-cut plan as to what to do when you get a set piece. Because to me, Mount Pleasant just waste all them set pieces yesterday. You know what I mean? It does look like to them just, okay, free kick, put it on the ball, make her roll the dice. Kick the ball up into the air and see what happens. As opposed to it have a plan. Like with Aston Villa, you can see, when you watch film thing, you can see them have a set piece coach. They have somebody that's there specifically to create set piece opportunities, and them try to execute those set piece opportunities in the game. It's not a roll of the dice. It's something where them practice over and over and over again, and then when them get on the field, them try and execute it. That is what we want to see at Mount Pleasant. Is it me? I mean, quite frankly, all the Jamaican clubs, but that's I say Mount Pleasant because them are the ones with the money. They are the ones that is ranked number one in the Caribbean as a number one Caribbean team, and and they're the ones that have all the players that they have every single player what them could have possibly want. They have, you know what I mean. So why is it that you're dropping out right before before you reach the semifinal stage? That does didn't feel a way to me. Why a club team from Haiti can come in Jamaica and beat it? You know what I mean? And the thing about it, I said this before. I think Jamaica, we need to start, some of these Jamaican clubs, we need to start getting players from Haiti to come and play in the Premier League. Come and play in the Jamaica Premier League. At least I've said this for at least 2 years now. We need to go to Haiti and recruit some of their players to come and play in the Premier League, because I noticed the Haitian players, their technique is better, and their footballing IQ, they have a high footballing IQ. The Haitian players have high football IQ and they have good technique. We need some of those players playing in the Premier League, in the JPL. I would suggest that to some of those bigger clubs that have the money, the Mount Pleasants, the Arnett Gardens, the Cavaliers, the Harbour Views, they need to buy some of those Haitian players and put them on their clubs, because those players will help you to do better in the Caribbean Club Championships. And not only that, whenever you get to the CONCACAF Champions League, those players will help you. Remember, it was Violet. They beat they kick out Austin FC, which is an MLS side. They kicked them out of the last CONCACAF Champions League. You know what I mean? So these Haitian players are some good players. I would recommend that to some of these clubs. But congratulations to Cavaliers. They are through to the semifinals. I hope they go on to win the competition. I know it's going to be difficult, because I believe that Real Hope looks like probably the best team so far. I haven't been watching the Dominican teams, but at least from the teams that were playing in the group that the Jamaican clubs were in, Real Hope looks like the best team. You know what I mean? So congrats to Cavaliers. I hope they go on to win the competition. I hope they you know what I mean? Yeah. And then at least if they don't win the competition, they at least qualify for the CONCACAF Champions League. You know what I mean? I hope they at least qualify for it. And better luck next time, Mount Pleasant. Better luck next time. But like, definitely is we have to step it up. If me was Peter Gould pumping in all of that money there, yeah, more have to demand more out of that. More have to demand better. That's definitely unacceptable. But anyway, people, yeah, thank you for those who came into the live. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your contribution just by sitting and listening to me all this time. And yeah, just hit up the like button. Hit up the like button. Send the live out to more eyes. you know, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to give my take on the Reggae Boy squad announcement and the Caribbean Club Championship. Until next time, everybody, walk good, take care of yourself, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. And until next time, walk good, take care of yourself. I'm out.